So I had a question for you, Mikey Flaw. Did you see this Steven Crowder Daily Wire stuff?
Yeah, I did.
So I'll just tell the audience, and then I want to hear your take on this because I know you're really up to date on. Mikey's a big right-wing political guy, so
No.
Not really, but I like to say it for the air. Steven Crowder walked away from a $50 million deal from the Daily Wire, and he gets into a feud with the Daily Wire, saying that they were exploiting their people, and the Daily Wire was saying, well, it's just a contract, and they said the Daily Wire told Steven, if your YouTube gets demonetized for something that you said, we can't pay you as much.
Right.
And that was in the contract, and Steve Crowder went in and went all in on the Daily Wire. What do you think about that? Who do you think's in the right there, Mikey Flaw?
I think Crowder has integrity, and he felt because they've been demonetized on YouTube for probably over a year. So it was him saying, I'm not going to change my content for you just because I'm demonetized on another platform, because his subscription service supports their whole company.
The Mug Club?
Yes. So the Mug Club is big enough where he can pretty much give him the double bird and do whatever the hell he wants.
Why did he have to? He could have used them. He could have had them on the show. Why would he just
I watched the whole thing, and I'm totally on his side on this.
What do you think the Daily Wire did? Because the Daily Wire just offered him a contract, $50 million.
Yeah, but he's seeing like the inside evil stuff that's going on. He's like,
with
you
the
sign
Daily
off.
Wire?
Well, anybody that you sign a contract with, like we've talked about, you sign off on everything. It's like they control you. They control everything that you do, depending on the contract. He said, he was like, you better have a really good attorney to look through all of this legalese that you might get really screwed to the wall. With these contracts. So he was like, it's not all or none.
I get it. You're saying that their contract may have been bad, but why do you think it was okay for him to go public with that just because he didn't like a contract? They weren't forcing him to do anything. They offered him $50 million.
I don't know. Just the gist that I got is like he saw the inside and he didn't like what he saw, and he was like, screw you, I'm going to do my own thing.
So if I get a contract from an FM show and I don't like it and I think that they're trying to get me a little bit, I'm not going public and say, nobody's ever going to offer me a contract from anywhere if I do that.
So he feels totally independent now. So he thinks any publicity is good publicity. I'm going to run with this, right?
Probably
blast it out to the world and say, hey, I'm against all this nonsense. I'm going to do this on my own, and I think that's the wave of the future.
I think that makes the most sense out of anything there because,
thank you.
I mean, let's face it, the contract was probably like, we own you, so we own your rights to everything. And he's like, well, everything is going to internet-based, entertainment. Why do I need you?
Streaming.
Yeah, no, I get it, like, the content. But why would you come out? I just don't get blasted in the Daily Wire. Just don't take the contract.
Just don't take it and move on. Like you're gonna get screwed on many other contracts after that. You just seem like an unprofessional whistleblowing crybaby at that point.
You have to watch the whole interview. I think you might change your mind.
I don't think I'll change my mind at all. I think
you're seeing it on the surface, though. You have to look a little deeper than.
Well, like regardless of everybody knows that every big major corporation has demons in their closet, no matter what. Everybody knows that.
And bad contracts.
And bad contracts. Right. That's just a part. That's what got them there to begin with, to be big giant major corporations.
But let's be fair about all this. We would not be talking about him right now had this not happened.
Exactly.
So it could be exactly what Mikey said as far as a publicity thing. He probably never had intentions to sign any contract with them, but
that's what they said.
Hey,
the Wire said.
So, the Mug Club. I don't know how many people are in it, but apparently it's a pretty. It's got some weight to it.
Sounds like an easy cash grab.
You guys know Crowder?
The name. I'm
Steve
sure
Crowder.
if I seen him, I'd know exactly who he was.
He's a pundit. He's a right wing pundit.
He's on the Blaze.
He's not bad. So that feud was popping, and I just don't know. Like you don't show receipts unless it's devastating. Unless you're being attacked,
right? Like deliberately.
Then you show receipts. Like I'll never show receipts to anybody unless people are showing receipts about me out of context.
Right.
Then I'll be like, all right, I'll show receipts.
Where do you think it's going to go with him? You think he's going to get shunned, or you think he's going to be propelled?
Well, he's going to be shunned by a lot of the right wing media right now. If he calms his act down, he may be able to get back into the
making
graces.
waves, man. I like it.
It sounds unprofessional and, quite frankly, a liability to me. If I were any of those people, I would not hire.
It's a bet.
Yeah.
It's a bet that he's making, and I think that he's gonna. I think he's betting correctly.
And if they shun him, it's just more publicity. It's just going to fire his fuel more, and everyone's going to be like, "Wait, why?" and dig into it a little bit more, and it might even grow his.
I think that it weakened his position. In my opinion, I think that he looks weak and less professional and no integrity, and I dislike him more now than I would have.
Yeah, I like him way less now.
Yeah, I think that's some crybaby, unprofessional baloney, and he needs to get his act together and stop being a crybaby team.
Well, you got to look at the contract. We got to see what's in there. I don't know much about it.
It's not about what's in the contract. It's about if you don't like the contract, just don't take it and walk away.
Simple as that.
Don't put them on blast and say they're trying to get me. They're trying to get up and coming people.
No, see, his explanation was he's like the up and coming people, the ones that are coming. He's like he's basically saying don't take these contracts from these big companies because they're going to screw you.
Well, but everybody knows that already.
Right.
That's why you need to
for years in music.
His opinion is stay independent. And you will go much further. You can with a subscription service.
I agree with all that. It's about putting them on blast and the feud with him and the Daily Wire.
Right. So I don't know how deep that goes and actually what the trigger was for that, but I just like the way he's talking, just because he's like, no, screw the man. We're going to go around you.
I think most people respect that nowadays, to be honest.
Well, I respect that.
Rebellion.
I don't know.
It's the principle of the matter.
We're saying?
Yeah, it's the principle of the matter. He still sounds like a crybaby little teenager who doesn't know how the industry works.
My point is, if and to end this, who's right or who's wrong is the real question. Is it right of Steven Crowder to put them on blast? I'm saying no. Is he right about how he feels about the contract? Probably. Is he right about the up-and-comers? Probably. Is he wrong about putting that stuff on blast? Definitely. In my
100%.
If that's the question on the surface, absolutely, I agree with you. You didn't have to do it.